recently I've been trying to put more effort into making sure I get out of the house. And having a cat has really been helping with that because I get to take him on adventures. And thankfully, Gatito is very adventurous. He's the bravest boy. Um, I find it really easy to just get caught up in work and homework and, stay at home. But in these past 2 weeks, I've really been trying to get out there because sort of social interaction is really good for me. One of my favorite parts about traveling is getting to go new fun places, finding like those hole-in-the-wall spots, really sort of getting to experience the vibe of a city. And I've made the decision that I want to carry that energy with me even when I'm at home. So that sort of has looked like trying out new cafes and going on adventure walks and challenging myself to like actually get out there and meet new people, even when it can be scary. And honestly, the perfect opportunity was this week in the middle of a heat wave. Gatito and I were absolutely sweltering, just melting at home on literally one of the hottest days of the year. And so, whenever that happens, I like to try and get him out of the house because if I'm melting, I know he must be melting too. And this time we went to the Riff Raff Bookstore with AC and cement floors for him to lie on. And we ended up being there on poetry night, which was super, super fun. It was just a good experience overall, and I really valued that. Us. Me and him and me. We're always together, as you can see. I wish he'd leave, so I'd be free. I'm getting a little bit tired of he, and he may be a bit bored with me. On movies and ladies, we cannot agree. I like to dance. He loves to ski. He likes the mountains. I love the sea. I like hot chocolate. He wants his tea. I want to sleep. He has to pee. He's meaner and duller and fatter than me. But I guess there's worse things we could be. Instead of 2, we could be 3. Me and him and me. Orange iced tea. I wish I could have shown you guys, but it is long gone. I biked here. Extremely sweaty. But fortunately for me, it just looks like an extra shiny, which is amazing. See if I can't get you. While Gatito has come with me on many adventures, this was his first time, A, being on leash, and B, being in my backpack while I bike. So he was a little bit frazzle-dazzled. It gets a lot better as the night progresses. The poor Bean was feeling a little bit anxious just because there were so many people around, but, it was much better than him panting. He was able to get some water and everything. So, all in all, I think he had a great time because when we got home, he was super chill. And later on in the day, like you'll see when we get our food and everything, he's just curled up in my lap. But this beginning part, I think, was a little bit overwhelming for him, which I would have to totally agree. But seeing him rest on the cooler concrete and like have his little space under the sofa and get more comfortable with his surroundings and everything made me really happy. Makes me feel at peace to know that he's not overheating because he's good with drinking his water, but it's important to make sure that your pets are well taken care of. And yeah, I love him so much, and he did such a good job with the leash. There's a little thing of water under there. We're making sure he stays hydrated. Because right now is a special day at Riff Raff because they are having an open poetry event. Well, not open. bit closed. There's a set of poets who are coming to perform, but the first act was really good. It was a style of poetry that I haven't had much exposure to. It was sort of jazzy, so he would sing certain lyrics to make them hit harder, and a few of the themes were like more political. He talked about his time being in Ukraine when Russia unexpectedly attacked. This next section is really loud, so this is voiceover Dee Dee clocking in. Basically, he talked about his time in Ukraine and sort of the experience of beginning a new relationship when the rioters stormed the Capitol. I'm really excited to learn more. I hope it all works out okay. And, these boys under there to shelter from the influx of new people. But he's such a good sport. He was in my backpack. Again, we biked here, so it was kind of, both me and him are on the bike, like, but, it is what it is. It's been very good so far. I'm going to chill out here, enjoy the AC. I'm going to finish one of my summer course assignments. And then I'll have one. In between, I'm not actually getting any work done in terms of my school assignments. Well, I mean, I did a lot today, but that was only in one of my 2 classes. Now I have to complete the assignments for the other class and watch the lecture and capture. And instead, I just want to read Shel Silverstein. I'm just a girl. I'm going to read Shel Silverstein and learn about what margarita goes with my star signs. Is that too much to ask? Yeah, we've just been chilling. For Gatito, whenever I bring him out because I'm a carrier, I make sure he has at least one comfort object in there. My little cutie. Typically, I would bring both his comfort blanket, which is the blanket that he had while he was in the little kennel in the shelter. Then I also bring his little necklace, which was his first collar. Actually, I knit it for him out of like some yarn. I'll show you. It's just this pink knit collar. Goes around him like that. It has that little rich design. It's so hot, I didn't want to leave him anything else in the carrier, so I took out the blanket because it's also a Sherpa lined. It's a pet amine carrier. It's like airplane certified and everything. And I just gave him his little security necklace, which is and he's chilling. I think he's a little bit tentative, but he's chilling. Yeah. Should I read you guys a little bit of what my star sign says? The kind of drink I would like? Let's make some friends. At this point, I was gearing up to leave, but it would seem that the afternoon had a few more tricks in store for us. Hi, this is really quick. I just wanted to show you guys this bathroom. Look at this. That's you. Like, hang on, let me flip the camera. Oh no, isn't that cool? Look at how high up that goes. I wish I had gone closer to show you guys, but each page is like a real page out of a book with a story on it. Also, look at how cute I look. They're so cute. Look right here. And I want to show off how cute I tied back of my shirt. And look at the purple. Look at my hair in the back. That's so pretty. It's shirt. Yeah. I'm feeling very pretty this summer. After this segment, Gatito and I were geared up to leave, but we stepped outside, and even though the sun had set at this point, it was somehow hotter than when we had arrived. So both of us promptly about faced and returned to the restaurant. We are back in Riff Raff. It's the ungodly heat outside. It is. The sun has gone down and somehow it's hotter than it was before. You good, Bella? He's just tangling himself around the chair. I was worried about him going somewhere, but he's restrained himself. But yeah, both of us would have been too hot. Because my apartment's at least 5 degrees hotter than however hot it is outside, which must be great in the winter, but in the summer, in this summer specifically, we are dying. We're dying. There's no AC. Like, but we're doing a little bit better. Sorry, you just looked at me with so much wonder in his eyes. Bossy Nova. And a concrete floor for me to cool myself. Goddess. Round eyes. He's enjoying his little jungle gym. Look at him. He's having a blast, man. Oh, we're upset. You see that? Yeah. I wish for all of you that one day be as happy as Gatito in this environment. Mosquitoes are getting me also. This is just, it's truly summer. It was a rude introduction to summer. Me and my baby aren't at home overeating. So, call that a win. Also, I've now spent $34 here. Because I was hungry. I didn't know to pack snacks. Are we going home? This is why we make them. We were able to get a cheese platter. We're fancy, Probably the fanciest actually in the whole entire world. Man, I'm living the dream. Me, my cat, and my cheese board. First impressions? Very good. The homework has been finished. My demolished charcuterie board. And that was the end of our night. Thank you guys for tagging along with us.